Oh hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and share. Recently a viewer asked me whether it is possible to cook rice in a wok. Now I have never done that before and I thought that's an interesting challenge. So I decided I'm going to give it a try and this is the video about it. I normally cook rice in a rice cooker, which is the most convenient way to cook rice, but I do not see any reason that you cannot cook rice in a wok, particularly a stainless steel wok with a cover. I had this rice cooker for over 30 years and it has a stainless steel inner part. Now most rice cookers come with the inner part that is with non-stick coating, but I prefer the stainless steel much better and this is the reason why this rice cooker lasts for such a long time. A rice cooker comes with different sizes, and this seems to be the perfect size from my perspective. This rice cooker will cook about 10 to 14 cups of cooked rice. Here I'm going to use 3 cups of uncooked rice to give me about 7 cups of cooked rice. For this demonstration, I'm going to use jasmine rice, although I also cook other kinds of rice as well. A jasmine rice is a long grain rice. And the first thing is that I will wash the rice. And what I'm trying to do when I wash the rice is to wash the extra starch on the surface of the rice. You notice that when you first add water, there's kind of a foaming and also the water will turn milky white. And I wash the rice until the water turns relatively clear. And it depends on the rice. A lot of time I need to wash it about 2 to 3 times. And I discovered there are variations depending on the brand of rice. Some you need to wash it more, but some maybe just wash it once is good enough. Here I have 3 cups of rice, so I add 3 cups of water. And the ratio in general is about 1 to 1, but it varies with different kinds of rice. And in the case of jasmine rice, it's 1 cup of rice to maybe a little bit more than 1 cup of water. Then all I need to do now is put it into the rice cooker and press the on button. This is a very simple rice cooker. So what if you don't have a rice cooker? Well, don't worry because I'm going to show you how to cook rice in your Cucina 14-inch stainless steel wok. I'm going to cook the same amount of rice in the wok, which is 3 cups of jasmine rice. And the stainless steel wok actually works really well for cooking rice. This is a demonstration the versatility of a stainless steel wok to do many other types of cooking functions. And this is the reason I really like the stainless steel wok because it can serve many different cooking capacities. In fact, for me, I use my stainless steel wok for about 95% of everything that I do in the kitchen. So I use the same amount of rice to water ratio. Now, by cooking it in a stainless steel wok, it will help you to understand what's actually going on when you cook rice. A rice is cooked actually in 2 different stages. In first stage, you boil the water, and you basically boil the rice kernel, and it causes the rice kernel to expand and to absorb the water. One minor adjustment that I make when I cook rice in the wok is that I stir the rice to make sure that it's distributed evenly, since most of the heat are focused on the center of the wok. You can manipulate the texture of the rice, whether you want it to be softer or harder by adding different amount of water. When you add more water, the rice kernel will absorb more and so they will become softer. The next step when you cook the rice is that you want to evaporate as much water as possible. And during this stage of cooking, you will turn down the heat. Because by now, the rice has absorbed all the fluid that's necessary and they have settled into their final shape. And if you do not turn down the heat, the bottom of the rice is going to get burned. It normally takes about 5 to 8 minutes to boil the rice for them to absorb all the necessary water. And it takes about another 5 to 6 minutes for it to dry out. Heat control is essential during the cooking process. If you do not adjust the heat properly, then the bottom part of the rice next to the bottom of the pot will become burned. And it usually takes only about maybe 20 minutes to cook rice from start to finish. The end result is really good. As you can see, it's almost like perfect rice. I normally do not cook rice in my wok, but once in a while, if I want to cook a large capacity, Now, I would then use the wok. As you can see that I probably can cook at least 3 times more rice in the wok. Now, since the wok is a stainless steel and with no non-stick coating, some of the rice will stuck to the bottom of the wok. And that could be actually quite difficult to clean. And the best way to clean them is to soak them. And by soaking them, you will allow the rice to detach really easily. So the first thing I will do is that I will rinse off whatever the rice that I can remove. And then I soak the wok with water. Now it turns out that you do not have to soak it that long. Usually I soak it for about maybe a couple hours. And that is adequate to remove the rice. If you do not soak the wok, the cleaning could be quite challenging. This makes cleaning a stainless steel wok simple and fast. Although most of the time I just soak them overnight, that is make it a little bit easier. And I just keep it in the sink, and it's kind of out of the way. So the next morning, when I get up, I can clean it in about 30 to 40 seconds. As you can see, the wok whisk would do an excellent job. And the wok whisk really works really well. And you use actually the bamboo pot, which as I've shown here, as a scraper to scrape off the rice. And this is the way how you use a whisk, which I did not realize when I first learned how to use the whisk. And now I find that the whisk is probably the most effective and best way for cleaning the wok. It is of good size and it makes really good coverage. And at the same time, one thing about the whisk is that it dries easily, because after you finish using it, you just shake off the water from the bamboo, which can be removed really quickly. And then I use my 3M Scotch-Brite scrub sponge, which I mentioned earlier in a previous video about the different things that you need for stir frying. And as you can see, it takes literally a minute to clean the wok. However, most of the time, you will not want to cook your rice in the wok. And the best way to cook your rice is to use a rice cooker. Now, this is what I would call a basic rice cooker. The only thing I really want to mention is that this rice cooker lasts for a long time, mainly because of the stainless steel part. Today, most of the rice cooker come with a non-stick coating on the inner part. They're definitely easier and faster to wash. But stainless steel part is much more durable and lasts longer. Now, in this case, I also cook 3 cups of rice, the same amount of rice that I cook in the stainless steel wok. Again, you can see the results are very similar. And there's one thing I want to mention is the importance of your rice paddle. And this rice paddle is designed with this surface texture, and it will prevent rice from sticking to it as compared to those rice paddles that are smooth. I strongly recommend that you should get a rice paddle like this. Now, rice has an excellent shelf life, and you can store rice in the refrigerator for up to 2 weeks or longer. The important thing is that you should put your rice away while it is still hot. This way will prevent any sort of a contamination. The harder it is, the better it will store. In this case, I put the rice into a plastic container. This is a 3-cup container. It's the same container that I use to store my vegetables. You can pack the rice down, use your rice paddle to press down the rice, and it is very effective for storage. Here's a little tip that I think you will find useful. When you want to use the rice, you can use a knife to cut out the amount of rice that you need. Now, this actually works really well because a lot of time you do not want to warm up this entire container. Maybe you only want to, in this case, perhaps 1 cup of rice, which is about the right amount in here. And the knife is really useful, and you can cut it out, and rice warm up excellently in the microwave oven if you want to eat just right rice. And of course, in the next lesson, I'm going to show you how to use this rice to make fried rice. So you're ready to buy a rice cooker. If you think you would like to get one, I'm going to give you some recommendations. Now, rice cooker vary quite a bit in price. And this is a rice cooker which I have a friend. He uses it and he really likes it. This is what I would call the budget version. It might be very inexpensive, but this rice cooker will last you for a long time. If you want to just cook rice, this rice cooker is more than sufficient. And this rice cooker works very well for cooking long grain rice, such as jasmine rice. The best thing about this rice cooker is that it comes with a stainless steel pot. And the stainless steel pot, as I have mentioned earlier, is very easy to clean. And it cleans just like you would clean a stainless steel wok. You soak it, and then the next day you can clean it in about a minute or so. In contrast, if you get a rice cooker, particularly the inexpensive one that comes with a non-stick coating, the non-stick coating will peel as shown in here. However, if you look at the market, you will find there are many different types of rice cookers, and some of them are really expensive. And why are they so expensive? And the main reason is that they are programmable, and they also have a different type of heating element. And the heating elements are designed to provide much greater and more even temperature in cooking rice. I have one exactly like this, which is a gift from a friend of mine. And the main thing about rice cookers like this is because they're capable in cooking different kinds of rice. They're able to cook regular rice, such as jasmine rice, but they also can cook sushi rice. This rice cooker is very popular in Japan. Actually, it's a Japanese company. But it can also cook porridge. It can cook sweet rice. It can cook brown rice. And in fact, it can even bake a cake. So it's very much up to a personal decision of what rice cooker that you want to get. If you want to have something really simple and cooking rice is the only thing that you're going to do, then an inexpensive rice cooker, such the one I showed you earlier, might be more than adequate. However, if you are interested in cooking different kinds of rice under different situations, then this more expensive rice cooker might be exactly what you need. If you have any comment regarding to this video, please use the comment box below. If you have any specific questions, feel free to write to me at wokwithtak@gmail.com. If you have any videos that you would like me to make, please let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. So keep on cooking, and I will see you tomorrow.